Sup lads, Fish here. I'm back after two months? No, 3 months. Fuck. Oh, anyway, I'm trying a different style of video today, so if it's shit, and that's probably why. Anyway, I'm here to talk about the state of SL as of now, because I think the issues the game has are only getting worse over time. I talked about these issues on my stream at twitch.tv/fiddle, but I thought I should make a video, to display it neatly. Also, I'd just like to clarify this isn't supposed to be me just shitting on the game for no particular reason, like some content creators do. This is mainly just showing the issues I think the game has and some criticism to solve them. I just want to say, as I was editing this, Northwood did release a teaser for the next update, and I've heard they will be working like all the code from their game. This could mean updates are more common. I don't know. I still think most of my points still stand. Maybe. I don't know. I'm uploading this anyway because I've already edited the whole thing and there's no point throwing it away. So yeah, hope you can enjoy the rest of the video. Adios. So to start off, I love SL. I mean, I have a decent amount of hours, to say the least, in it. And it's the game I always think of when talking about SCP games. Its gameplay stays fun for the time you play it, and the people you meet on there make it all the better. Some of the bits I've done on SL are generally some of my fondest memories. However, recently the game has lost its spark for me for a few different reasons. First of all, the gameplay gets very repetitive. Now, you may be thinking, Fishy, did you just say the gameplay stayed fun? Yes, I did say that. That doesn't necessarily mean the gameplay doesn't get repetitive. Even with the varying classes throughout the gameplay always feels the same, just with different skins. It's hard to describe what I mean, but the same loop of gameplay loses interest very quickly. This is made due to the game's lack of updates. At the time of writing, the last major update was 3 months ago, and that just added 2 SCPs that no one uses because they're all shit. Now, I could talk for hours about how useless 244 is, but I'll spare you from that. The main reason for the lack of updates, from what I've seen, is that Northwood always tries to aim for the big updates, like mega patches or big releases like Scopophobia and Parabellum. These understandably take a lot of time, but in the time it takes to get the update out, the community has already got on board with the current release. This leads to players leaving the game, and the update usually doesn't bring them back. You can see this in play with the lack of content creators playing it recently. The Twitch shares for SL are at an all-time low because of how hard it is to make content for a game that hasn't been updated in so long. Most people have moved on to other games because SL has just become so boring no one wants to watch it anymore. This is probably the biggest downside from the lack of updates, as content creators were the primary way this game got out to an audience. And without it, less people are discovering the game. Well, how do I think Northwood could solve this? Well, I'm not a game designer or anything. The most game making experience I have is the Scratch games I made when I was 7. I don't like to look at those, but I'm going to propose something. Now, depending on the size of the team at Northwood, I'm assuming a fairly big team based on the LinkedIn profile, which is 51 people minimum, they could delegate a certain amount of developers to produce smaller updates throughout the year, maybe monthly if possible, and dedicate another portion of the team to work on the big update to show at the end of the year. This would semi-solve the issue of repetitive gameplay, as new items and gameplay features could be added throughout the year, keep people interested in talking about the game. The big update at the end of the year would also build hype for the game, as people would wonder what the next release would be. Kind of like how the new 173 got people hyped up. Is this foolproof? No. It would be fairly hard to constantly update the big update alongside the little updates, accounting for balance and synchronization with gameplay elements. But with enough time, I'm sure they could pull it off. I believe in Northwood. Now, there is another issue I want to discuss, and it's probably what drives me away from the game the most. Now, the player base of SL is usually pretty fun and friendly, doing funny bits with each other and not taking the game too seriously, but with the lack of content creators streaming the game, their communities full of fun people are starting to stop playing as well. This just leaves the tryhards and nerds of SL, people who argue what gun attachments are the best or how the game latency got them killed. I first noticed people like this started cropping up when the gun update released, introducing recoil patterns and a wide variety of attachments. This attracted the competitive gamers come on SL and try to become the best at managing Epsilon 11 recoil patterns. Northwood certainly didn't help anything by marketing the gunplay as similar to Rust. Bringing Rust into anything is always a bad idea, and this proves it. I think we all know the gunplay is nowhere as shitty as Rust, but that idea made people more inclined to learn the gunplay off by heart alongside the rest of the game mechanics. SL has changed from a meme game to a tactical shooter. Now, that may be what you're looking for, but as a veteran, I miss how the game used to be. Some of you might not even see it as a problem, this might just be me. In conclusion, I believe the game desperately needs to be updated more. If that happens, I believe the issues I've addressed in this video will fix themselves and SL will hopefully regain its lost popularity and maybe even improve it. If you enjoyed this video, please like, maybe subscribe. This is a totally new style of video for me and I'd appreciate any feedback you lot would have. Goodbye for now.